Hello everyone, this is LiEat8567. It's been 2 weeks about since I last posted something on the channel, so I finished Danganronpa. I know I didn't even put a subscriber special because this is it right here. Probably wondering what the heck's happened, right? Well, partially I was going to take a small break after that last one anyway. I kind of needed it. It was overdue. And while working on the subscriber special, it was in editing and I was still recording footage for it. There were some parts I was still getting. I was informed that one of my subscribers ended up dying. He was a very loyal one. He gave me actually one or two suggestions for games at least. I'm working on one still, which is probably going to be dedicated to him when I get to it. He also was the one that sent me Curry's Adventure. He's been one of those that I've opened up a few of his boxes before, so that loss kind of put a big halt on everything. I got Danganronpa 1 done, and I made as I promised him right before he died, that I would take a 2-week at least vacation before I continued on. And trust me, it was one that was needed. So I'm gonna put this small section I did for him for his Facebook page a while back. It was like 2 weeks ago at least, maybe 3 or 4. That'll be put at the end of the video. As for right now, everything is staying to go on time. Danganronpa 2 is going to be up right on time on August 1st. I also have a little project I'm working on just to fill you guys over until then. It'll probably be 3 parts. It'll be probably every other day. Just got a few other things I want to put up, including one thing that someone's wanted me to work on with me constantly for like half a year, because you guys do know I do take half a year to learn games. Because I practice them on and off a lot. Maybe you saw I'll go over the whole schedule later. It's in here somewhere. It'll be in chunks. So yeah, I'm gonna put some footage up for a random subscriber special. We officially hit 100, so right before the Google purge too. And the funny thing is, we never dropped below 100. So you guys wait a little extra, and I did do a little bit, so we'll put that in. And I'm gonna start this now, so I hope you have fun, and I hope you enjoy.
Danganronpa.
Hello everyone, this is LiEat8567, and because we hit 100 subscribers, we're doing a special week. We're going to start our one of the first episodes of Dungeon Cooking! Now in this episode, we're not actually going to cook anything, don't worry, it's not going to be anything special. But it gets hot sometimes, and you just want to relax. You can see in my eyes sometimes if you're not careful. Well, what a better way to cool off than some high C, right? Well, how about we try some of this stuff today? See, I'm just going to open up a little bit. Don't you love how these open sometimes? Nice, quick, easy opening. I'm going to try to get I would get the thing out, but just tells you to try to see the movie in theaters, which I don't have the money to right now. So, let's pop the straw open. Sharp end as always. Into the drink. Let's give this a small sip, shall we? Ooh. Reminded the old stuff. See, citrus. Both sides are the same. Serving size, 1 box, of course. 80 calories, total fat, none. Sodium, 1% of your daily value, based on your the normal stuff. Recyclable, total carbs is 7%, or 21 grams. Sodium, 15 milligrams. Sugar, 21 grams. 100% vitamin C intake. Nothing too much, so lovely for when you're really overheating. In this part, and I'll see you in the next part. I know this is a short video. The bonuses are going to be random, so deal with them. So I hope you have fun, and I'll see you on the next one. See you then. LiEat just ran out of Kakariko fried chicken, and they are mad. The cuckoos are coming. The cuckoos are coming.
Hello everyone! Normally, when I get done with a little bit of an episode, I like to have a little bit of a snack sometimes, depending on how late it is. Right now it's very late. I'm getting kind of hungry, so I got myself a nice couple of sandwiches. Ham and cheese, nothing too special. Some chips, or crisps, whichever one you want to call them, depending on where you live, of course. And because it's Friday, when I'm recording this, a nice alcohol. Now the thing is, I never got to try one of these because, well, whenever I get a hold of one, a family member would claim it first because that's how they act. My mom would get mad at me because of it, or another family member, well, another thing would happen, like the party I was going to that was serving a lot of them, someone would go and cancel out on me so I couldn't go. And yeah, I'm actually having trouble opening this. I don't have a bottle opener. I should. So yeah, this is happening. This for a little puke, isn't it? Do I have a... Ooh. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I got a cleaning rag on my hand that I haven't used yet. But using said cleaning rag, some leverage. Stuff really doesn't want to open. That bottle doesn't want to open. These things really are difficult. If I don't get it open after 5 minutes, I'm stopping the video. I'm gonna open it a different way. Okay, this is really becoming a problem. I can't get the sucker open. Hold on.
Danganronpa.
Every problem has a solution. Where is it? Where'd I put it? Huh. Every cap comes off. Yeah, I got to the kitchen just to use it real quick. And now we're ready to try the sucker. So, bombs up. Actually, quite good. You can really taste the alcohol. And you can feel a little of it, but not really. It doesn't overpower the drink. Pretty good, actually. I'd like it. And this is why I've been missing out for so long? Damn, people, you guys are evil! Either way, we'll be back with another episode. I have to figure out what... I think I'll call this Dungeon Cooking. That sounds like a good name for it, because it technically is the dungeon. You know, right now it's light as fuck because I turned on the light. So yeah, I'm getting the episode here for the first bonus episode, and I'll see you in the next one for the other 6 episodes of whatever we're going to be doing. So see you then. The first part of any project I happen to do, every time I'm always looking, is like first I decide on a game. And I always try to find something I want to play, something interesting. Sometimes I'll have something already. Sometimes I won't. I'll just go with Muffalo because, well, I backed on Kickstarter. I probably won't play on the channel because it's one of those. It's better to experience yourself. But what I usually do when I start, if I'm going to practice a game, is I'll start from here and I'll start playing it by myself. Of course, I'm not going to do that right now because you guys don't want to see me play through a game right now, honestly. You're probably here just to learn what I'm doing. But if I can, I'll look at some of the achievements. I mean, I'll go through it here. I know I've already done all these, so shut up. I'm just going to wait for it to load. I do have the thing running in the background. We'll tell Webcam Central so I can see what I'm doing, because this thing does have a switching out of the thing. You can see that I have Muv-Love. I can see that... Oh, I can see that there's one for every ending. I can see that there's something for Unlimited. There's a jukebox. Get hit with a certain thing 5 times. I mean, it's stuff like that I look for. If I'm going to go for like a run for like Danganronpa or something. Like 1 or 2. I can show that off.
I'll also go back a page. I know I'm fiddling around with stuff, but once I decide on a game to play, okay, this isn't a good example because there's only one thing, but I usually don't try to rely on guide unless I really need it. But I'll start out, because I know that there's 5 routes, I'll mark the 5 routes, and I'll go with endings like I'll pick, let's see, I'll also go with, so I'll say Maya for last, and I'll mark it like that. And because I know there's 2 common, I'll mark common routes down. And this is where I start my route planning. Like, I know Sumika has an attack called Drill Milky Punch. So I'll mark it down on hers. Let's make a little note. Also note that often that a character appears in a certain place, I'll make notes of it so that way I know where always to go. And this is where the notes start to come in. Like, I'll start marking things down, I'll start listing things. And once I have that settled, I'll start to look for Easter eggs and other things once I've settled out a little bit. A good place I usually go to for this is the cuttingroomfloor.net. I'll also look, this is where I really look at the guides and everything. While the cuttingroomfloor.net loads, let me go back into Steam. Yes, I have a lot of programs. I do keep a lot of things open. I do a lot of different things off camera. I'll go, like, say into LiEat, which I'm going to be doing real soon. This is the half project for the week that I mentioned. I'm totally redoing this because there was a little bit of problem with the original version I didn't like, so it's getting a total redo for the subspecialty guys. Enjoy. I'll go, let's see, we'll go into community guides. Does this have anything? Does this have any interesting... Oh, it does. Now, normally, when I look through, I'll look at things like... Because I already know the achievements, I'm not going to really look for anything special. But if there's like something I really didn't know about the game, I'll add it in. But like if it's something I already know, like Sugar and Apple Care, I know what Apple Care is, and if it's something like that, I'll just put a little side note saying Apple Care or elaborate. It's not really anything, it's just, you know, when I look at a guy, I'm usually looking for a reminder. If there's anything special, I can put that down. But usually when I'm looking at a guy, I'm just looking at it for a reminder for myself, or if I'm not writing the game at the same time, I'll put the notes in separately. But now that the cutting room floor is loaded, like I said, I use this a lot. Let's see if we're using Muffle Up as an example. It doesn't look like it has any cutting room floor. Okay. So at this point, I'd go on to the next step, seeing if I can find anything by Google searching and that. But let's change the game. Let's change it up a little bit, shall we? Let's go with Super Mario RPG, because you know I've beaten it. I didn't really use too much about the game because it was more of a run through. It wasn't really as informative as it needed to be. But you can see that if I scroll through, I'll see like the unused enemies. Like if I notice an enemy that I like or something, I'd probably mention it. Or if I mention that there's a worse part of a version of an enemy that wasn't used, I'll mention it through here. So you guys know that those exist. I didn't mention any... I mean, I leave a lot of stuff out because I'm only trying to get the, you know, quick stuff. So that's where that usually comes in. I'm gonna find something that I might have mentioned. This might have been another bad example because I am doing great. Oh, here's something. Psychopaths that is mentioned. But you couldn't see. I mean, I think I do believe I remember mentioning that. That's the stuff that I mean. Or, like, right here, the Great Guy Gazino. Notice how it was right out of the way. One of my favorite things to look at, though, is the file selects. Or any region differences. Because you can see that, like I said, you can get a lot of good information by this. Seeing that there's different, how these set the save files are different. The battle buttons and the battle booster using the actual Famicom color controller. How Bowser's victory might have changed. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Stuff like that. Just one other thing. Because I know I finished the game, I'm going to actually load up Danganronpa's file and I'll show you stuff that I'm looking for. Because that was a more informative game. Like I said, I'm running through and looking at all this stuff. And if I do like something, I'll put it down. So I'll skip that part. I mean, I knew about the Distrust version through this site because in advance. The Scrap Murder case, you did hear me mention that. So let's pretend that this notepad still exists with the same stuff. Say I knew there was a Scrap Murder case, I'll put... Notice I put pause notes, I'll put Scrap Murder. That's my cue that if I'm at a pause where I have nothing, Scrap Murder case. Oh, Chapter 3, we have some early designs. Put a little marker for Chapter 3. Yeah, like that. That works for now. I'll scroll through. Stuff like this I'm looking for in advance. That way when I get to that point, I can just mention it. And right here we have a little bit... Oh, they used the actual Scrap Murder for dithering test. So I'll mark that down. Because the dithering test does mean something. Like I said, the demo leftovers, I mean, it does, I do try to pull out as much info from what I can. And that's what I mean by, when I'm looking for stuff, I'm looking for either talk points or things I already knew. Sayaka, we already remember that I told you about that in the actual thing. I showed that a little later. The only designs I found better images because we got the art book that, well, I showed you parts of. A lot more stuff. Text for the unused. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff here. I don't even use everything. And yes, I do already have the notes for Super Danganronpa 2. You do not want to see how long those notes are. But I'll write that during the actual game and I'll write out what I want to do. And that's basically the research portion, is getting my notes and preparing them and finding talk points I can talk to you guys about or expand on. Now, sometimes there's something I really didn't know and it was really amazing, or it's something that I'd never seen before that I didn't know was a note. I might, well, I shouldn't say I might, I do try to credit people if I didn't know that before. Because there is times like the Zelda method. I originally didn't know you could just bounce off the tree and you can get to the secret room. I was told that by a guide. If I remember correctly, to find the Hula Land room, that's why I mentioned I was using a guide for that. I didn't know if it worked. That's if I remember correctly. It's been 2 years and I might be a little shaky on memory, but I knew I mentioned it somewhere. I mean, that's how the whole note section comes to work. So now we've gotten the notes ready. Next episode, well, next part, we'll go on to starting the recording. So I hope you have fun. I'll see you on the next part. See you then.
You know, it's hot. It's very hot right now. It's very balmy in the dungeon. So, it's lunchtime as well. Small problem. Unless you want a sandwich, you're going to cook something and it's going to get very hot. It's going to heat up the room even more. I mean, we're talking, I'm just sweating. So, what I got... Oh, come on. Yeah. I'm gonna go set that up. I'll be right back. Better idea, I just changed camera. We got a little lift up tab here. Pop that out. Oh, it's upside down. Yeah, I'm working with one hand on the camera, one hand. There's our chicken. Ooh, one of these. Lovely. More water. I'll put that next to it some for now. 2 Hershey Kisses. A Pringles. Sauce. Yes! Someone brought us the sauce. That is the source. Okay, so now we got our kit. I just gotta figure out a way to set this up. We got an easy way. I got trash flying around the room. That was from yesterday. Give me a sec to actually set this up. Okay, let's start with the easy part first. Get our plate, put these out of the way for the moment, and put our chicken. Now let's see, do we have a place to just open? Tear at notch. Yay! So the notch is up here. Ooh, can I use this as a whole thing? Huzzah! 2 hands. Oh, come on. There we go. 6 nuggets. Lovely. Just a little bit. Heat them up if you want, but the chicken will be hot and you don't really want to do that. Now we got this Kool-Aid single right here. We got this water. Good spring water. Yay. I take water and I open it. You can see the lid's off now, right? So I'll put this up here. Let's see. Yeah, you guys can still see it. My night desk. Well, that's my desk where I keep my drink during recordings. Yeah, the dungeon's a little kind of messy still. I open up the drink and I get it like this. Nice and easy, right? Pull this back. Put this in range. Put your little... Drop it in. Fully evict your spoils. Hold on. Once the spoils, I want to fully evict. This is where you open it a lot more. Get that sucker a full circle. Damn, I accidentally dropped it in the water. That's a mistake. Okay, we got a small problem. Hold on, guys. I gotta do some therapy.
guys want to know what happened? Made a slushy. Let's cover this back up. It's a little bit of a shake. Get a little vicious with my shaking. Make it nice and red. You can see it's now red. And that's how you actually end up cooking your meal. Well, setting up your meal. So it's nice and cool. No need to heat anything. Your temperature in the room didn't heal. Let me some good barbecue sauce. See, I'm gonna enjoy this. You guys. See you in the next episode of Dungeon Cooking. See you then.
Hello everyone. Sometimes in a game, when I need to practice, I get stuck on an area or something. It's a game I can't save in. I try to do something to fix that. I mean, there are ways. You guys may know these ways. In fact, I also keep frequent tab points on them in case I need to go back to them because he's lost footage and I don't want to play the whole game over. Star Fox, I'm looking at you. But it is a save feature. I love using it for, like, especially a game like this. We'll use Sonic as an example. I mean, you got Palm Tree Panic Zone. I want to try to beat that 30 seconds 11 split. Let's see, can I do it? And I'll just go and try to practice. I mean, if I already know the stage, it's a lot easier, but if I don't, then this is where I'll start. So you can encounter the problem where I can't beat the boss in that much time, or I do something stupid, or I keep dying. I'll load the save, learn what I did wrong, and just try to find out what I did wrong. There. Okay, dropping in. Hey, good time. That might actually be a new record. That's what we call pretty good. Ha! That is pretty good. Okay, I'll choose the boss I did have trouble with. Is this one? Yeah, it was. Boss of the stage, you remember I had a problem at first where I wasn't able to beat the boss. So I was being an idiot. Everyone remember that boss? This guy right here? This is an example of a trouble section. Someone gave me the hint and I fixed it. Well, when I got the hint, I actually did go and actually do this a few times. I did this with King Louie in the Jungle Book, I did this with a few others, but in this case you can see I'm getting stuck. Trying to figure out how to get... You can tell, like, I'm just trying to get through the boss, trying to learn what I'm doing, you know, all that stuff, trying to see... control myself better, get stuck in walls. Yeah, I might be seeing actual glitches I never encountered in a regular game. You see how... This is how I learned the game. Well, fix my mistakes. I do actually practice this stuff. And there's the problem with flippers where I was told you gotta get the higher. This is where I was practicing. I was practicing just bouncing out the flippers. And this is when things go wrong or I'm in practice, I need to fix something, I'll just sit here and practice in, well, off camera, working on what I can fix, trying to see what I can do differently, learn new strategies, and stuff like that. That's what my practice mode's for. I need practice? I practice. There are times I don't need it, or if I'm doing a project blind, like Danganronpa was a little bit, that's when I won't use blind mode. I'll just fly with it. You can already tell I'm doing bad at this stage. I'm not liking the time, I'm just failing. This would be an example where I'd probably end the run and do it over. So I go to the main menu. Let's do it again. We'll try it with a little more gusto. It's basically attempt 2. Now, I'm not going to do this like 50,000 times like I usually do. I'm just going through one run to try to show you what happens when I get consistent. You can see I'm actually trying to go a lot faster. I'm trying to get up there a little bit quicker. I know that I can't get up there that way, so I'm just going to go up and over. Punch up. I didn't know the ball was coming, but I used it for my advantage. Try to punch up again. Try to punch up a third time. So I'm trying to get faster, trying to learn what I'm doing wrong. Use the abilities to my extent, make sure I remember them. You swear! I played this year, right guys? But when I eventually get my skill back to where I want to, I'll stop punching it in the same hole like I have been. Put it in there. Keep bouncing all around. Give my shot. Boom, boom, boom. And then, after I beat it, main menu it, and try to do it faster. So let's try it again. Like I said, when I'm practicing stages like this, I'm going for consistency. I'm trying to learn not to do stuff like jump up top, because I don't need to anymore. I'll bounce in, I'll make sure to never hit those spikes. Basically just learning what to do, what not to do, keep doing it, you know, that whole stuff. Here I've already learned not to stick down there, but unfortunately I get stuck. I've learned to do that, and then I get stuck again, but I remember finger notation to wait until I get up here to switch. That's all the things. Let the game control itself a little bit. Play up. Doesn't make the game play itself, you know. Gonna get faster every time. Or when I knew the trick was working, try to get up there so I can just fire off and, well, end the stage like so. Boom, boom, boom. Oh look, I'm up there faster than last time. Boom. And then when I can do that consistently, I end practice and I go on to the next trouble spot. And that is before I even start recording. This is where I take the 6 months. This is fine-tuning. This is getting my methods down. This is getting my route down. Getting anything I could get stuck on, like the tomato soup area in Area of the Acrobat. The King Louis boss fight. The Ka boss fight. The stage here that I had to actually stop mid-project and fix. Any of those trouble spots that I may have had trouble, I go back and practice them over and over. There's one even, the hardest start piece to get in Curry's Dreamland 2. I almost said Avalanche, I always do that. That part I had to do several times over in practice. That's where I put my practice hours in. So if I'm saying I'm practicing a section, if you ever talk to me and I'm saying I'm practicing this part of the game, you know what section and what I'm doing. So I'm getting the part of this episode here, and I'll see you in the next part. See ya. Time for another episode of Dungeon Cooking! This
So we got the nachos for the Lunchables uploaded. Let's see if these are any better or worse. Is that open? Yeah, I know I have to zip in another one of these. And another one of these. Always good to have. Let's see what we got here. Your salsa and your cheese. You got your nachos. And you got your fruit by the foot. Yummy. I got a little smarter with between the episodes. Production value has increased. Ugh. The opening value has not. On the bag there is no way to actually, you know. There we go. And yes, the dungeon window is open. You know I hate having a dungeon window open. It's never fun. Okay. Your salsa, your cheese. And then you enjoy. I'm gonna do that. We'll see you on the next episode of Dungeon Cooking, where we actually go and watch something else. See you then. And being told by Audio Guy I am in deep trouble. I am currently need to redo this part, like everything else around here. Isn't it fun? What you're looking at is Windows Me Encoder. When I'm about to restart playing a game, I'll get the game up. You know what, for now, let's get started Danganronpa. Yes, I know I have a lot of games. I didn't show you them, but we'll put Danganronpa on here. Here, let me get this rotate. You know what? No, I'm not going to rotate. I'm not going to give you guys vertigo today. Or any of that stuff. I'll launch the game, and I'll get it at least in a window. I gotta pull back. When I'm recording, this computer is only showing this. This is where I'm playing the game at all times now. You can see. This only works for Steam if I'm running this as a different project. Like if I'm using the Elgato, this will take the role of the other computer. Oh, by the way, do you guys notice that the audio is actually working right now? I want to make this a point right here that when I play this on this version without the encoder going, it works just fine. But yet when I start the encoding, it all goes to hell. So that's why I'm a little mad about that. But I'll skip if I can. I know I'm playing with mouse and keyboard right now. You can see my hand. Ah, yes, I know my hand's orange. The room light does that. The window's open, but you know what I am. Go Alt Tab over now to Windows Me Encoder because that's what I'm using. There's a reason why I'm using this instead of using the in-game. So I'll go into Properties. I know you can't really see anything at the moment. You're not supposed to. I do have a saved session. We'll just zoom in. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, I don't want to save. Don't want to save it. Don't want to save it. And we'll boot up the source. This is why I'm running it, basically. I have my region already configured. You'd be surprised. And my output's always going to be the next session. As you can see, I got part 1 because that's the last part I did. Once I have all that set up, no, I'm not going to use this, so I'll just put go. I'll just close that. It always does this, but... Okay, now the volume's way too high when I start encoding. When I record, I want this as low as possible while I can still hear it a little bit. I usually run it about this much. So now I got this going. I got it set up where I want to, right? Now here's the problem. This happened with the first episode. Too quiet. So I fix that. This is where I want it. Perfect. I'll usually stop and reset. Once I have this set up, I stop what I'm doing. And then, I know I'm using my current setup. I have this set up, Audacity, on my other computer, the work computer. Remember, this swaps places if I'm using the other computer. So usually when I start, I hit record. Give it a little tap. Actually, hold on, let me redo that. Because I didn't tap it before I started the session. You notice there was a blank. Three, two, one. And then we come over here and we hit start encoding. Because I've already done encoding, I'll say yes. And then that's why I confirm that my episode is go. The thing is, I always give myself 7 seconds of buffer room over here. This long buffer room right there. That's not just for show. That's actually for in case I have a problem and I have to fix it. Or when I send the audio guy, he takes that and he uses that. There's usually buffer at the beginning and at the end of a section. So that way we can fiddle as needed for both of us. And, well, once we have the audio going and the game going, we play. So I'll see you in the next part for when we get to editing, okay? See you then. Time for another episode of Dungeon Cooking! That's right, Dungeon Cooking. So where I make food and, well, then I eat it, and then you guys don't get to see what happens. That's what we do when we have it extra hot in here. Today we got the ultimate deep dish pizza of pepperoni. Interesting, right? Let's get the sucker open. The problem is I always have to do this with one hand because I'm holding the camera with the other because this thing doesn't have a stand until I make one out of the box. So there's your pizza kit. Got your pizza. You know what these are. You've seen me do that before. Set one of these up. So know where that's going. You see? Cheez-Its. Yay! Cheez-Its! A fruit roll-up. A lot of people don't even know what those are. And the meat and cheese. Sucker in there. Let's get started, shall we? It's a nice hot day. Pizza comes right out of the kit. I mean, like, really, it just comes right out. I usually do my sauce next. Because why not, right? These parts are easy. As long as they tear off right. There we go. Pour in some sauce. Didn't mean to hit with the actual edge, but that's okay. Stuff happens, you know. Another episode of this, I accidentally sent the Kool-Aid into the actual water. Caused a little bit of a slush backup. That was a small oops. Okay, come on. Go all out. Don't know why, but Lunchable sauce always tasted so good. Okay, next up, gonna separate the pepperoni. 2. 4. 7. Okay. Probably not the only person that does this, but it works so easy to spread the sauce when you do that. Put 4 down. It's great in layers. And there's no wrong way to make one of these things. That's the best part. You can make them the way you want. You can put them all under. You can put them partly under. But you know, this isn't good doing it that way. Put your meat under the cheese. I mean, I've seen someone else do over. Just sprinkle your cheese over. Or pour it if you're into that. You got all the meat above, you can have it all under, you can have it half and half. It's all what you want to do. Let's see. The rest of this on there. A little concentrated, but that's fine. The one thing the dungeon does not include is a microwave, so guess what? I'd be right back. I have to admit something. I did a test episode. I put it in for 20 like they said. It didn't come out like this. I put it in for 30 and this is how beautiful the pizza came out. I think they need to fix their test kitchen. Now, you know what I'm working on next? Yep, our favorite, the water. Now let's see if I can do this again without... I did the hard part and made the drink already. Yeah, I know you guys didn't want to really see that again because you know I've done it before. Get the fruit roll-up out. Back on the... There we go. If you guys have Absopure in your area, let me know because I've never seen that in stores with that brand. You know how sometimes they like to, you know, you haven't seen a fruit roll-up before. Let's see, can I do this right? I mean, it's kind of hard to see and, well, you know. Droid cameras do not come with tripods. So I'm using a smartphone camera. Who'd have thunk it, right? Because if you remember my current camera, it doesn't come with a... Yeah, there's fruit by the foot. I mean, not fruit by the foot, foot roll up. I might have sauced a little bit on accident. And cheese, it's what you've seen before. I hope you did. You haven't seen one before. Oh, come on. Well, that's fine. Yeah, there. You can see what they are. So this episode of Dungeon Cooking, this is what we have. Enjoy a lovely meal, and I'll see you actually later. Have a good one. Okay, usually I send these files to Audio Guy, but today he's just working from my computer. He's always selected the first thing he's going to do, and now we're going to do noise reduction first, because that's what he usually does. I mean, this is what he usually does. We're using the second half of LiEat because I accidentally had it break. It was one of those numbers. It's just how things work, you know? So right now he's working, I gotta wait. We both gotta wait. Usually we're doing this on his computer because I'll just send the files to him through Dropbox and he'll take them and work with them. He has a folder that only him and I can access, so he gets it as soon as they come in, and then he just pulls them out and works on them. It's just a lot of waiting. It's not too bad, though. Now we're just waiting. It's gonna take another 20 seconds. Okay, there we go. And now he's gonna do a hard limiter because that's something I do need. At least, I think the noise removal he said does take the longest out of things usually. Then again, there are some things that take less time. This is what it comes down to that. And for his next step, he does have a preset equalizer. He did send it the same setup to me, so that way I have it in case he ever kind of drops off the grid. Waiting, waiting. I mean, you can see how fast it's going now. And for his next step, he's already done the treble cut and bass, and now he's going to do the bass boost. So do have a deeper voice, so he's going to try to bring that out a little bit more. And there's not much we can do in these sections, it's just him kind of working fast, get things set up. And there we go. His next step, he'll always amplify. He tries to put it at, so that way I have... I think he keeps the peak under 3 about. That's what he tries to do. There's a little bit of space still. At least this part doesn't take too long. Like I said, it's mostly him waiting for this file to finish. There are probably better programs out there we could use for this, but Audacity is free at the moment. Still, we're still trying to, you know. We can't really make money on the channel at the moment, so we can't really do anything. Now he's got that sorted. He's going to go back. He's going to get one more noise reduction. And then, boom. Now he's got to wait for the noise reduction to finish, and then the file's done. Yeah, usually it doesn't take too long. So then after we're done noise reductioning and everything, we save the video, and that's where we end it. He sends the file back through Dropbox, I get it, and that's what happens. And it does happen. Not too bad, right? So now you know how we set up the audio for the video. Next part, we're going to go into the actual making of the video, putting everything together. So yeah, this ends this part. Next episode, like I said, we're going to go into the last part. So hope you have fun. I'll see you in the next part. And here we are, the final one. We got another one, the beef walking taco. How's that sound? Nice beefy one, right? Yeah. Let's get this sucker open. See how my mom actually labeled these, because, well, when you're using the community fridge, I have more than one family member that would go for these. So having stuff labeled is kind of important. And while I was out, I just put these on the counter and asked my mom to safely put them in the fridge somewhere safe. Yeah, I know I could have done it myself, but we had to get going. We had to take cans in. That didn't actually happen. Spork. It comes with a sporky. Okay. Let me get this in order. First comes the meat. Then comes the sauce and the cheese. It's all in numbers, and there's your chips. You 15 seconds. Can I get this in a setup? Oh yeah, you can actually see some more of the dungeon. You can see Eleggy a little bit. If you're watching Eleggy games like this. Let me just Out of the way. Here's your chips. I'm gonna suck this up. We might end up being open up off screen because that's over your reach. There we go. Okay. Next is the meat packet. Dump into chips. Makes sense, right? This is gonna get sloppy real fast. Trying to work in camera and on screen. And not dump said thing on the floor. Let me do this a little bit off screen so you guys can. Yeah, there's a lot of meat in here. Beefy, beefy meat. Gotta love it, right? I'll show you what things look like between steps, don't worry. Those are cost some parts it gets too long. You guys aren't suffering just looking at an empty plate. I'm about to show you myself doing this because you don't want to see that. Don't want to see a middle-aged dude fooling with a packet trying to get everything out of it. Ooh. Interesting taste. There's a meat packet taken care of. So in there. Next step is the sauce. See how well I can do this one. Fortunately, there is no tear here. Oh. There is no tear here. When in doubt, use teeth. Okay. Let's go and go. Whoop. Not bad. Or did I get the sauce on the top, meat on the bottom? It happens. I'll just hit it with a fork before I throw it in the micro. This has to go in the microwave. Finally, we got your nacho cheese sauce. Not your cheese sauce. I know. 1,000 times done over, right? Let's do this. I don't know why they did it like this, honestly. But yeah. It's like an exercise just to get everything out. Get hit with a mixer. See? There we go. Good cheese sauce. And see, we have an indeed mess. Got a spork rafter. I'm going to hit this in the microwave and I'm going to mix it up. Be right back. 15 seconds later, it comes back out and it's now a warm mess. It's a very warm mess. Whoop. See, things have really melted. Let me put that back on the... So yeah, the only thing is, take your spork, mix it up and eat. Which I'm gonna do that. The results in the after, and then, well, I'll let you know. Hello everyone, we're back now with the editing portion of our show. We've already got Active Presenter open. I got a new project. I saved it. The one, because it's... Well, we're going to work with LiEat for this part, because why not? I have to redo it anyway. I'll shove the file in here. I do have a bunch of my old files I do need to put on disk soon. But now is the part where we wait for the file to be transferred over. Once it's in, we pop that into place. It pops right in the middle of the field. As you can see, it's nice and balanced. You see from our recording session that we still have the session. I'm going to go until we get to the part where... I usually cut like right about here. And clip that out. Not too long in. Cut that out, put this at start. We now have our visual. I'm going to go and hit annotation, audio from file. And we're going to look for LiEat part 1, the audio file that we just made in the last part. Now unfortunately we had a small problem where during the recording part of my audio got knocked out, and so I had to redo that part from then on. Well, at least the part that was knocked out. That's why there's two different parts of LiEat. So now I'll put, let's see. We have our audio. We just go wait for the audio. It takes a couple minutes. I'm not going to do the whole file. I'm just going to do a little bit, like at least one sample of what audio guy gets and what I do for the audio, so you can see how I work things. That's how it works. What works best for it. While I wait for the audio, I think I know what I'm going to do in the meantime. The audio will pop up down here. I'll put in a small text caption. I usually do the text captions for audio guy after, because he'll give me a file with what he wants to say. I have to file on my other computer right now. Was expecting, okay. I usually check over these before I start the actual projects, that way I know in advance. And yeah, I know there's spelling mistakes and you can't really see it. And now if we scroll down, and you can see if I use 3 lines, I put the line here. If I use 2 like this, I'll put the thing here. And if I'm only using 1 line, it goes here. Well, for his words, I should say. He just writes the words. I check them, spell check them, all that now. Because in the old days, he used to do them too, and well, they got a little sloppy. Oh, do we have sound? Let me see. Oh. Well, that stinks. I can still change the audio if it's too quiet, so... Just gotta find the part where I start talking. Oh. This does happen sometimes if I can't find where the audio is. Okay, split this, split that, get rid of the excess that we don't need anymore. And let's see our sync. There we go. I can tell you that it's already synced. That's how we had it. And from then on, I just need to make sure the audio sounds okay. I can do some editing, and I just gotta put all the stuff. Once we do that, there's one last step we gotta do, and I need one program for it. It starts with the letter G. You can see I already got a bunch of stuff. GIMP 2. Make sure, okay, we aren't losing our... That webcam's been funky. Usually I do this after I get the episode done because I want to, make sure that's all set. But this is how I usually end up doing that. It usually goes by real quick, but sometimes if I have to do a second file, I'll have to redo the alignment with the audio and then continue from there. Or I have to put in the text captions again. Now I just gotta wait for the program to start. I use GIMP for a lot of things. Oh, I don't need to open the file. I just need to go into my photos. I do have a lot of photos. I need to sort this out. Okay, the file I want was taken from a Steam screenshot, so I can just pop that in. It already cropped everything. I love Steam for that. Now, this is usually... I'll usually leave it like... I'll either put part 1 or something. Like, I'll do it here, but I won't save it because I don't really need it. I'll make that the normal impact. Let's juice up the numbers. Make them bigger, whatever you want to say, call it. I don't do lingo. I'll just stretch this out a little bit more. Don't really need it that big. See how red looks for it. And that's really all I need to do. That's it. I export that, and then that gets uploaded. So yeah, that's how I make my episodes, and now you've seen how I do everything. So I'm getting the episode here. I hope you have fun. I'll see you on the next one. I've been letting this go for a while, so I figure I'd do something a little special for you guys. I'm going to start from here. I'm going to actually look at your comments, and actually respond to them live this time, because I got 2 months of comments to go through, because I've been kind of lax on everything, things have been going on, so... Let's start from the oldest one and work our way forward, shall we? This is a response to, let's see, the first trial. And it's from that lady. Oh, that's what happened when you failed the trial? I didn't fail it when I played, so I didn't know. That does kind of happen. I kind of wanted to see what would happen if I failed at some point, if I didn't fail during the game. But unfortunately, I didn't know I was doing for the bullet time battle, I didn't read the thing clearly, and I ended up failing. Which is why that happened, which is why she got to see the whole fail, and it was so appropriate that it was the first trial there, so it just made sense. And I did go back, by the way, later, and saw in the 6th trial, it does the same thing anyway. Now that I've read the comment, I'll like the comment. If I haven't read your comment yet, you won't see a like on it. That's one way you can tell. The next one is also from her in a later part. The map is helpful from going around in circles. It actually is very helpful. She's the one that told me about the map in the first place. To use it a lot. And also, to be honest, I also walked around the map a little bit in Minecraft beforehand, not knowing where anything was. So that was kind of a silly moment for me. I'm walking around, seeing all these rooms, I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. And now seeing with a map, it's more, I can go back there now and actually see it. Because I saw a Danganronpa map, I thought, oh, I thought I'd check that out, and I'll show it to her later. Never got to show it to her. So now I've seen that, I like that. I'm going to make sure the recorder's still... The recorder's been acting a little silly, it likes to go a lot. Get! You swine! Thank you. Like if he likes to do that. Next one, your boy Vic Rattlehead. Thank you for being the only person in the fucking world who has a walkthrough with a director's cut. Well, I don't think I'm the only one. But, to be honest, it was a lot of fun to do, and it was something I wanted to do, and I'm glad we were able to get a copy of the Director's Cut to do that, because I didn't just want to do the remake and call it that. I wanted to get the old one too, because it deserves some spotlight. So you're good. Welcome on that. I'll give that a like. Let's speed through. Yeah, Byakuya is a jerk in this. This is again a later part of Trigger Happy Havoc Danganronpa. I admit I do pull a lot of flack on him because it's how our personalities clash with each other. But I am pulling it back a little bit, especially because of the recent event. But yeah, he does come off as a little standoffish. I heard in later games he's not as bad, but we'll tend to see. And yeah, he is in at least one later game. Next one, nice video. I like it. Good enough. Yeah, he does that a few times throughout this. Trial 2 with an interesting twist in it. That was an interesting twist with the whole thing. I'm forgetting what part she's mentioning in this, but I can tell sections where it would be, and it is a comment that does kind of refer to it. I don't have much to say in reply, so in this case, I can only just give a like and go on. Another part with her, she does a lot. She's one of my bigger commenters. So this is why This is why I had to keep reading the comments, because at least someone is. The whole Taka and Hifumi incident. And yeah, Hifumi isn't one of the brightest people, but you know what? He's got one of the best screams. I have it on my phone. So yeah. I love that scream so much. And yeah, with Taka going Kyomondo and Super Saiyan, oh, holy shit. That was some insane stuff. Metal Smasher Gaming, 1 month ago. Oh, the Star Fox Boys video. The first time I discovered out of this dimension as a kid, I was scared to continue because I thought I triggered some kind of glitch since I discovered it completely by accident. And I was afraid of correcting my game. Yeah, that happened. It's only my second time. When I did that, it was only the second time I got out of this dimension. The first time, I didn't even know what the heck was going on. But I knew I did something. And I saw that boss at the end, and I was like, what? I mean, I thought the game was on something, but I knew this had to be something interesting. So playing this again, I looked it up, I did the research like I said in the making of video. I found out how to get this over and over again, I practiced getting it, and what you saw is what I got. Nancy Drew Sleuth 85's unboxing, Trans says awesome. I got nothing to say in that. But she does do a couple of unboxings. Sometimes it's a guest thing. Oh, you guys been checking this and except the one. Hey bro, good VR. I really did enjoy it. You do great videos. Thank you very much for that. But you're not made of subscribers. I know I don't. I'm trying to grow my channel still. I do a shout competition that you can get you 30 plus active subscribers. I don't comment this on people's channels to deserve more subs. So all you need to do is subscribe, stay active on my channel. I'm not trying to spam people's channels just for subscribers. I'm trying to help you get subscriber viewers. I also something like your video. Thank you for that. And if I had $1 for every time I heard one of those comments, I'd have $1. But I like it anyway. If I get time, I will do that. But between editing and I do have to do chores with everyone, I usually don't, you know. I don't get much time to actually do YouTube. And when I do, it's usually during editing. So I'm not really, it's usually more background noise. I know when I got permitted. Nice video, bro. Keep up good work. I subscribe so you can subscribe back. I'll see you on that. For now, just like that. Our guy will comment on things for me and accept them or de-accept them because he'll read them before I do. So if you guys are spoiling anything I'm not supposed to see yet, he's gonna cut it off at the place before I even get to do so. Hero is still an idiot. I agree with that. That's a later copy of Danganronpa. The Dan Trial 4. The trial. She says, yeah, the trial does get crazy. I can't wait to see you tackled Chapter 5, Trial 5. Well, that one got tackled quite well. Tiago Marino. Oh, God, thank you. I was trying to figure out this for quite a while. Need to move on to the rest of the Dark Matter saga. Thank you. This star he's talking about, the Kirby Dreamland episode with the hardest star in the game. When I mentioned the practice and trying to get that star over and over, that's one of those practice runs I had to do for several weeks just to get down, just so I can do it just that once for everyone. That's what ended up happening. At the end of the game, someone just put laughing out loud, so I'll just put that like that, because I got nothing for him. Hell for review, no one put anything on my blacklist. My blacklist isn't that bad. It's usually if you say something bad, it'll end up there and just gets deleted. Which means either the audio guy has already cleaned it out, or you guys haven't done anything bad, which is good. Likely spam, let me look. Are you sure you're not spamming my channel? If I catch a third one, it's getting declined. I'll go and approve that later. Again, I'll just approve these because it's just, nice video, all that. The same. I'll go back and like these. Okay, they're all approved. That's the end of the YouTube. But there's still another side, another story.
Hello everyone, this is Unworth8567. This is not good news that I have today, unfortunately. You guys are getting a little bit about this in advance of the subscriber special if you're on Facebook, because it does kind of lead into something that is going on Facebook right now. You guys already know what it is if you're seeing this from Facebook. But for those who don't know, one of my first YouTube subscribers and one of my good friends, LiEat, recently passed away, aka Chris Minami. If I said it wrong, I am so incredibly sorry. It happened actually, I'm trying to remember, the 8th, which was, let's see, today's the 10th, Friday, Wednesday. The last thing, and here's the sad thing, I was just finishing up Danganronpa 1, I just, was doing all that stuff. And I was talking to him about number 2 when he went and did his thing, I did my thing, and then that was it. The next day, so on Facebook, I got the news. So, it actually hurt. I actually had to stop. I couldn't record any of school mode until actually today. The day that I'm doing this, which is Friday, is the first day I've been able to record school mode since. It's mostly line redubbing. I mean, I tried doing it yesterday, but it didn't go well. And while recording one of my lines, someone decided to jump in a Skype call and call me during that. So instead of doing the audio for that part, a lot of people just got loud scream. If you're one of them, I'm also sorry about that. But now the actual meat and potatoes of why I'm doing this part. It's actually the Chris Minami challenge. He knew a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, and there's a lot of friends on his wall, and we're all now sharing emotional stories and everything. I mean, it's not gonna be easy. There's just so much we talked about. Like I said, he was the backbone of my channel. He's the one that whenever something happened, we'd end up talking, and we'd share thoughts and everything, and after usually talking to him, I'd be ready to go again. He'd give me comments on what he liked about the project, what he didn't like. I mean, he was basically, besides Nancy, aka that lady, which actually kind of stuck with her, because it was kind of his doing that stuck like that. That lady actually stuck because of him. So that's where that channel nickname between him and Audio Guy, that's why her nickname's there. I'd have to say, if Zero was my left hand. No, wait, if Nancy was my left hand, because, well, my left hand's my dominant hand, and, well, she's my partner, basically, in crime, then he's my right hand. The one that's always there to back up whenever anything goes wrong. And all the stuff I could talk about. I'm just trying to find a good story. There's plenty of things I can tell you about. I mean, when we first met him, there's that whole thing. And then 2 years ago, when magfest was about to happen, I wasn't planning on going unless I had the money donated to me, or I got a job at that point because I had nothing. He kept asking him, am I going to magfest? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll have the money. one day I got a card from him. It was around my birthday, I think, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure. Might have been around Christmas. I can't remember which exactly. I'm sorry about my eye. It's still a little... One, allergies. Two, this whole week, how it's been. So I'm a little... So my eyes look like I'm a little punched. You know why. This card comes in with $500. Me and Nancy to both go to MagFest that year. And before even that, he got us to go down to Mark's for a party, aka Corn Shack. I should probably start with that one, but I'm a little mind you also. So I'll go back to MagFest in a little bit, but let me start from the beginning. Because he did hang out a lot in Mark's chat, aka Corn Shack, so if I call him Mark a lot, well, you know. In fact, I'm wearing the Praise Quagga shirt from his channel today. Partially in support of the Corn Shack Nation, partially in support because that's another running joke of ours, is that. So yeah, it's in honor of that. But yeah, he says Mark's party's coming. He invited a whole lot of people. He didn't invite his number one sub at that point. Well, person that donated to him at that point. I'm like, we have to change that. So I told him about the party, and I invited him as a special guest without Mark really knowing until, well, we had to go and get him too. But that's the first time we met the guy. He was, let's just say, if you see him in chat and you talk to him a lot, you realize how good he is. He's just that nice in person. He made sure we had the hotel room for the first night, so that way we didn't have to sleep in Mark's house. You know, we could have done that. But that's just the kind of guy he is. He's that kind of person that, if he can help you out in some way, shape, or form, he will. That's where the MagFest thing came in. But yeah, I met him at the party. We hung out a lot. We chatted. We played games. I mean, he was just fun. I know this is actually getting a little hard for me to actually do. That's why I'm trying to breathe and everything. So yeah, we actually got to hang out. We had a lot of fun. We ended up playing Zelda Monopoly for the first time because we were learning how to play that. We just opened the box. I helped him separate all the pieces, and we were the first two to play his copy of it. And then he played it that night with everybody at the party. So we had fun, we had party, we played Smash. That's the first time I ever played multiplayer in Smash for the 3DS. Was with him and Nancy in a 3-way match, and it was a lot of fun. And I know I'm gonna touch on this a little bit. He's not good with one of his arms, because I believe it's the seizures, I'm not 100% sure on the facts. But even with that, he is one hell of a competitor. The three of us were neck and neck the whole time. It was an amazing battle. It just shows how good he is at it. And at one point, I believe he was talking about actually starting a channel showing off his skill with one-handed game playing. But he was that good. He could actually keep up with the other two of us. It was insane. And Nancy's pretty good at Smash as well. And I can be at least level 6. I mean, I'm up there in skill. I can at least get through story mode. Ooh, excuse me. So later, we get, like I said, the MagFest thing happened where we're going to go that year. We go there, and we just had the time of our lives at MagFest. We're all meeting each other. We're all hanging out. We met Virlomi there. We were in that Bargeeks episode. You remember the Slow and Haste? Which I might just link in this episode because it does have him in it. And it is kind of big for him. Yeah, we were having fun. I also forgot to mention we had bomb shoes together at MagFest too. We both had one. Well, not MagFest, but at Mark's party. That was a fun time. We both got Gary's, and we both used that instead of whatever they usually use. I think it's Red Bull, or something green. I can't remember. Like I said, my mind's still a little shot. I still gotta record at least some more stuff for this week, and I'm just... I mean, I binged all day on American Truck Simulator before doing this. That's how bad it's just to clear my head. So yeah, we go to MagFest, we hung out, we saw all the same panels, he saw some panels on his own, and we were just having one hell of a time. I mean, we're just laughing the whole time, even playing Cards Against Humanity on the last day we were there. And the snow was coming on that day, I remember that one clearly, and there was a whole lot of stuff that happened, but it wasn't a good time, but he was there to at least cheer us up and make sure we were at least good before we left. He even gave me 2 actual Hatsune Miku art books that we were eyeing that same day beforehand. Just to say thank you for being a good friend and all. That's how amazing he was. Another time for my birthday, because, well, things, there are 2 Sailor Mercury figures coming out, because, you know, I'm a big Mercury fan. I know he's a big Jupiter fan. I mean, we're all talking about it always in the chat. So he saw them. He's like, which one are you planning on getting? Like, I never decided. He got me both of them. Nancy kind of got a little mad because she was going to buy the other one that he didn't. And they were going to both get them for me. But it turned out that he was that's so freaking nice. I didn't ask him even for one of them. I hadn't even made up my mind if I wanted to do that. In fact, I probably would have gone with a cheaper one because, well, I don't want to take advantage of the guy. And he just goes and does this before I even answered. It's one of those things that's like, I don't even know. And then time passed. I mean, he was still doing the mark. We were all having fun. We're talking to each other. I mean, we got to be good, close friends. He even admitted that he had a friend up in Greenfield. He wanted to move in, and we'd go and visit. And he'd come visit us often. And then their little fight happened, and I just felt so bad for him at that point. We talked it out, and I'm glad that they at least got to resolve it a little bit. But if he would have done that, we could have at least gone and hung out a little bit more. We're going to go to Judd Stadium, watch his Saints play the local team, which is the Patriots here. Don't start anything in the comments, please. If you do, I will fucking wreck you. And I am being fucking serious about that. You will get wrecked. Hard. But yeah, we're going to watch the Saints. We're just going to be 2 guys watching a football game, having a lot of fun the week before my birthday. We've gone down to see Mark because we were going to go actually see him. He was going to come down for MagFest, but he unfortunately missed it. I wasn't going to really go into this, but he did miss it because he couldn't get out because of the snow. So he gave us, he was going to pay us back for the room, and we would have hung out. That's where we got the idea to have this huge dinner. If you remember the live vlog from MagFest, that we all said wish you were here to him. That's how close he was to the community. I mean, he really wanted to meet Daikon and everyone. He was just so excited, and when he got the call, it's one of those moments you just couldn't, you actually heard him break. He doesn't break off. He's usually a happy guy, and he usually is just full of light and energy. When he couldn't come out and see us, that was heartbreaking right there. And he said we'd make it up. We would do it again. Mark's party this year for his 30th birthday, we were gonna hang out. Nancy ended up not being able to go, and it's like, it's not fair to me, I'll see what I can do. We tried to coordinate with T-Lin, but Zero's like, I got it, we can go because of my plane, I'll stop at the closest airport to you. And then it happened again. The weather just went inclement, and it just ruined the party. And this is where we got the preliminary idea for us to meet up, go watch the Saints and Patriots, go down and visit Mark for my 30th instead, and then come back and watch the Bears after with Nancy, and it would be our personal party. That was going to be the original plan. Fortunately, that's never going to happen now. But yeah, other than that, the other thing that happened was, so I'm trying to remember, my head's just fogging up so hard. Well, the other last thing is, because he did mention he did use Gran Turismo to at least learn to drive a little bit, or at least I know I mentioned it, I think he agreed to it, I can't remember the details at this moment. But the week before he died, when his internet was out, he was using his minutes to talk to people still, because he would check in with you by minutes if he could. He showed me his racing wheel. He just said, would this help you? Because I know you love Gran Turismo, I'm not using it, and I was thinking about sending this to you. That he was going to send that to me. Because he knows I mentioned it, and I can't drive, and I was going to use that to learn, because I have no actual teacher to teach me at the moment. At least I could use a game and get practice that way. And all this then happened. It was just so sudden, too. One day, like I said, we were all just talking, and the next day, I don't know how sudden it is. And the way it went, it's just one of those... We bonded so close, and we were always talking. We were like close friends. We were trying to send him a picture of El McLean that we got from MagFest, and his mute card that he did use a code from what Nancy told me, because she's the one that had all the stuff, so that's where it is right now with her. And we're going to send that to him because we felt like we owed him from MagFest for not showing, because we wanted to be nice and pay back what he's done for us. But then suddenly this all happened. So yeah. And in case you guys didn't know how big he was on the channel, he sent his Kirby's Adventure to me, expecting me just to play through it for the project. Kirby's Adventure 2, I mean. You notice that project got done, and it was completely his send, and I did mention to him on that. That was one of the things that came out what happened. There was also Star Tropics he mentioned he wanted me to play through. I got the wanted list up now. He's had recommended Kirby's Adventure, Star Tropics, Life Force, and Super Mario Sunshine. He asked me to play through those games for him. I got through Kirby's Adventure. Well, 2. I gotta get number 1 still. I did Star Tropics 1 because he recommended it. I showed him the day I got 2, and I said I started working on it. I showed him when I got Super Mario Sunshine, which I haven't played really since a certain other event happened. But I was gonna do that for him. I'm still on the lookout for the other 2 games. That's how much involvement he had in the channel. He was behind. In fact, last year's in the game making contest where I made Please Wake Up, aka the one that did a little bit better and got 45 points, the visual novel one, not the one that I made. I'm gonna change the name if I ever re-release it again, because I realized after the fact that someone else has a name too similar to it, so I'm gonna completely change the name on that. I almost didn't enter that year. He gave me the confidence to actually enter and try again, and I ended up doing a lot better. Instead of being eliminated in the first round, before even in the pre-screen round, we actually got 45 points and made it through the second round. I would have never had the confidence to do that if he didn't talk to me that day before. And at Christmas time, I got the idea for this year's, if they even have it. I have an idea already. All because of talking with him over it. That's how close he was with people and trying to help him out. He was always full of life and energy. And he always had that. And now, well, he's resting with everybody else up there now. He's back with his mom, having a good time. I'm getting the video here because it's been going on for 16 minutes. And I'm going to go into if you're watching this as part of the 101 subscriber special, I know it's a 100 subscriber, and he's one of the 101. It's probably going to be somewhere towards the end because of this. But yeah, I'm going to end this segment, or this video, depending on where you're seeing it. Hope you have fun, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you then.